Hey guys, my name is Chelsea Borruano, and today I'm going to be sharing with you just some quick tips to maintaining your overall well-being and a sort of a guide to wellness during this time. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with y'all. And so as I said, this is going to be just a quick guide to wellness, especially during this time. I know this program is called Adulting 101, and I think this is really Living 101. So it's for people of all ages. Really, like our overall goal should always be to sort of find a way to live, to have, just a healthy overall well-being. So just a little bit about me. I am an LSU graduate. I graduated from Manship School, Mass Communications, a few years back. I also recently decided to go back to school. I'm taking online classes with NYU to get my master's in mental health counseling and eventually my license to practice. And in addition to that, I work in an ad agency full-time, and I also founded the You Aren't Alone Project. It's a local nonprofit for mental health and wellness support for kind of the local community, and I so hope to one day program that with my mental health counseling degree. And so I founded that last year, and now I work as the executive director for that program. So that's just a little bit about me, and I'll go ahead and move into the whole point of this, and that's about you. So what is wellness? Wellness is not just the absence of an illness or some form of distress. It really is striving for overall positive physical, mental, and social well-being. So the whole circle of it. It's a lifelong process, and it involves several areas of decision making that will always kind of bring you towards a more balanced life and eventually enable you to maximize your potential. So this striving for wellness is never ending. You always want to think about some of the things that we're going to be discussing a little bit later in how you navigate sort of your life. And if something is not does not really fit within your sort of wellness balance, that's a sign that you need to either take something away or add something to your life. And so especially right now, as we are navigating how to live in a world that's not exactly like we experienced it before or that we expected it to be, there's going to be a lot of things that affect our wellness, and it's going to be really important for us to continue to identify those things and work to get to a more balanced place. And so just in general, I do want to talk a little bit about mental health in this aspect, is that, just like physical health, mental health is not the same as mental illness. So in this case, we're talking about positive mental health, positive mental well-being, positive overall well-being. So there's also a negative side to that spectrum. And so it's all about, again, finding that balance. You always want to try and be on the positive side of things. If you find yourself on the negative side, that's when you really want to sort of seek outside help, talk to somebody. Sometimes other factors are at play. Sometimes it's a physical thing. And so whatever it is, it's again about finding that, identifying it, and being able to move forward from there so that you can move back onto the positive side of your overall mental health and well-being. So we're going to get into really just the nitty-gritty of it. The wellness wheel is something that we discussed in one of my early classes through my program with NYU. And, it really kind of resonated with me because it's a really easy way to sort of pinpoint maybe what's missing or what can be improved upon, or then what's just really going well in your life. And so again, like this is where I was talking about, if you're feeling like something is not right, like you're on that negative side of the overall well-being sort of spectrum, that means that something sort of in this wheel may be off kilter. Obviously, there's a lot of factors that affect each of these things, and some we have no control over. But in that case, that's when we need to sort of make sure, okay, if there's something within the physical spectrum that we have no control over in the physical dimension, then that means that we need to sort of up our game somewhere else or within that physical realm that we do have control over. So we're gonna kind of talk about each of these, but then I'll give just a few like quick, easy ways to promote each of these as well. And then keep in mind though, like, so you can't be all of these things 100% of the time. It is absolutely normal and natural for one of these to outweigh another. When it comes, and again, like, you can't always control it. If your physical health is not where you'd like it to be, there may be ways for you emotionally or spiritually to bring your mental wellness back to a nice, steady, balanced place. And so that's always the goal, again, is balance. Obviously, we want equal parts, all of these, but again, that's not always possible. We're human. We're not perfect. None of these things are going to fit all of the time. So physical wellness, I mean, this one's kind of a no-brainer. Everyone knows that it's important to take care of your overall physical health, your body, your nutrition, building those healthy habits. Obviously, it encourages the development of these healthy habits and moving to just an overall more positive lifestyle. So it's not necessarily about, you don't have to be a bodybuilder. You don't have to count carbs, and it's not about a diet. It's really is about, again, we're talking about wellness. We're not talking about physical strength or things like that. So it's about finding that balance for you, what works for you. If eating more whole foods you can feel that it makes you feel better, do more of that. If you're a runner and you notice that it affects sort of your overall just well-being, do more of that. Start with little things, super simple. Do 10 minutes of some activity every day. And then another important part of the physical wellness is to make sure you're keeping up with, routine screenings, health screenings, and things like that, if you're able to. And then, cutting out some of the negative things that negatively, in fact, impact your physical wellness. Alcohol, drugs, things like that have a negative effect. If, I know we all, like to have a glass of wine here and there, and sometimes we maybe have a little bit more than that. Okay, fine. But if you're starting to feel it affect, again, your overall well-being, that full circle, then that means that that's something that you need to cut back on or take out if you need to do that. And there's a lot of programs that can help you with that too. Emotional wellness. So again, very important. This is where, that mental health piece really comes in. It's about, your feelings, your emotions, and then your reactions and your cognition about why you're feeling the way you're feeling. So it's about identifying, like, okay, why I'm feeling kind of lousy. Okay, well, lousy is obviously not an emotion. So identifying an emotion that goes behind that, and then identifying, okay, what may have caused this emotion? Is this something I can move past, or is this something that I need to sit with and explore for a bit and better understand so that I can't, or like, experience it? It's okay to let yourself feel these emotions. The idea is not to cut out negative emotions altogether. The idea is to be able to identify them and live with them, essentially, and then build yourself back up to a positive emotion after you've felt what you need to feel. It encompasses optimism, self-esteem, self-acceptance, and then the ability to, again, cope with and experience feelings and emotions in a more, positive manner. There's going to be, especially right now, a lot of emotional challenges. And when we're able to identify accurately what we're feeling, we're able to cope with it. We're able to share it with other people a little bit better. That helps tremendously in relationships if you can identify exactly what is both causing your emotion and what the emotion really is. A lot of people use anger as a go-to emotion when really they're feeling sad or ashamed or inferior or frustrated or whatever it is, but anger is the go-to emotion. So again, it's about like navigating, okay, I'm not actually mad. What I really am is this, and this is why. And then being able to express that with other people that you care about is such an important aspect of this. Next is social wellness. So this is vital right now. And I really have been incredibly impressed with the way that people are able to find ways, really unique and fun ways. Kudos to y'all. Y'all are doing a great job, kind of moving that into getting us where we are. Like, I've seen so many people doing virtual happy hours and game nights and using all these different apps and things like that to be able to actually connect with others in a space where we can't necessarily always physically connect. And so it's been a really nice thing to see. And so this also kind of goes beyond, though, just the connections with the people you care about and choose to surround yourself with. It's about relationships, respect, and community interaction. So it's so much. It's also your social environment. So it's to get along with the people that you are interacting with on a daily basis, whether chosen or just like within your sort of circle of like work, your school, and all of that, and have a respect for other people. And then going beyond that, it's being aware of your own, like who you are culturally, socially, and then using that to better understand people that do not come from the same background as you. And so, if you're able to understand who you are, you need to also be open to understanding who other people are and what their culture and background looks like. It encourages us to take a more active role in improving our overall communities, in connecting with others, establishing supportive social networks, developing meaningful relationships, and creating a safe and inclusive space. So speak up when you see somebody being, somebody that needs you. Speak up for the minority if you are the majority. Do these things that better your community and the people around you. That is all going to have an effect on your social wellness. Kind of sitting back and let things happen, even though you feel something inside, like a pull to do something, can be just as detrimental to your overall wellness as doing something negative. So, there's a lot of ways that we need to start thinking about what this means. And that now we're getting into adulting 101. I think you kind of start as you move into college and you start to feel a pull towards certain things. And hopefully these are things that are going to make a positive impact on you and people around you, on your community, and then, ultimately on the world. And those are the kind of things that are going to just really promote overall well-being. Intellectual wellness, critical thinking, creativity, curiosity. This one really is about being a lifelong learner. As you sort of finish up college, obviously you're never going to stop learning. I know it's not about like necessarily taking classes. It's about learning from yourself, learning from others, learning just new sort of skills and techniques, and just always being really open and curious. I think curiosity is an amazing thing. And then being open to other people's ideals. And, you don't always have to be stuck with one opinion. It's always a growth process. Something that you are adamant about now, you may end up learning something new from someone else, and you have to be open to experiencing that and to possibly changing your overall opinion. Because again, when we feel those conflicts within ourselves, that's when our wellness is really impacted. Being open to new experiences, always continue growing. It's about it encourages participating in mentally stimulating and creative activities. So, especially now, again, as we're stuck in quarantine, if we're still stuck there when you're, seeing this presentation, but either way, things are going to be different. So always kind of finding those things that are going to intellectually challenge you and challenge your what you consider to be true, honestly. I think things are changing so significantly, so quickly, and we got to keep up with that if we don't want to sort of, be ignorant to the things that are happening around us. Spiritual wellness. This can mean so many different things for so many people. It could certainly be religion, but it doesn't have to be. It's about meaning and value. It involves finding sort of your purpose in life. And I think a lot of these other sort of wellness techniques where we really are looking, again, it all connects. It's a circle. And so all of these things help you also find meaning in your life. And it's about identifying your beliefs, identifying your values, write them down. Values are and they can change throughout your life. So right now, one of your values may be your schoolwork, and just being, the best student you can be. That value is going to change as you grow and as you change. But always kind of having those sort of either in the back of your head or written down on your screen and attached to your computer, because if anything conflicts with those values, you're going to feel something off about your overall mental well-being. And so it's about knowing what those are so that you can consistently do things that are going to benefit your overall beliefs and values. So at the end of the day, it helps to establish, a peace and harmony in our lives. Environmental wellness. So this refers to both, this refers to an overall respect for environments, and that includes social environment, so the people you surround yourself with, your natural environment, nature, and then a built environment. So that's the proximity to resources and living conditions. So this environmental wellness and social wellness kind of go hand in hand. It's kind of, in addition to the footprint on your natural world, it's also the impact you're making in relation to those around you. And it aims to inspire individuals and communities to live a lifestyle that is respectful of the surroundings and of the natural world. So it really is about a mutual respect. And so again, like this, all of these tie so nicely together. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel well and at peace, knowing that all of these things work together to build sort of this really great overall well-being. And so always kind of keeping an eye out for ways in which you can better your environment, whether that's your physical environment, your natural environment, or the environment in relation to the people around you. Vocational wellness and occupational wellness. This is about skills, balance, satisfaction. It's again finding meaning in your life, but in relation to the work that you do, and then finding balance between that and your leisure time. If you're able to find a way to build a life where these things don't conflict at all, kudos to you. You've made it in the work world. And that's, again, though, like once you're able to recognize your values, your beliefs, find meaning, have this great sort of social environment, build a network of people that support you, some of these things are going to start to fall into place. It's not going to happen overnight, but it will happen. For me, it has happened and it continues to evolve. It's preparing for and participating in work that provides personal satisfaction, life enrichment, again, consistent with your values, goals, and lifestyles. And then financial wellness ties very directly to your vocational wellness. But it's about finding that stability, being able to manage your finances and have a balance. Overall, it involves being knowledgeable and smart about your financial health so that you can make the best decisions for your future goals. Sometimes it means sitting something out because you know that, financially, it's not going to be what's best for your future. And so when you don't have financial wellness, it can be very, very stressful, and it can have such an impact on just everything in your life. And so as you're starting to manage these things and like invest in different things and spend more money on things and have a plan. That's all I can say is have a plan, learn, use spreadsheets. And if you need help, ask for it. There's a lot of people that can support you in sort of the financial realm. And so get an advisor or somebody you trust to be able to kind of talk you through these things, because some of it is, it's not easy. Finance is not my strong suit, but I am in I make sure I'm in a good financial place so that I don't have to stress about it. But certainly I don't know everything, and I have had to Google quite a lot. So also Google is your friend. Bottom line, the wellness model is built on the notion that all of these things are necessary for your overall wellness. Neglect in one area can negatively impact the others, so they're all connected. And again, there are going to be things that you have no control over, but that is like where the will comes in. You can find control in other areas in order to balance that out back into a nice, healthy place to be. I kind of have a few tips on here about putting it into practice. We talked about a few of these things. Right now, you can try an online workout with the physical component. Again, keeping up with your routine screenings, connecting to people whenever you can. Time management tools are great. Daily self-care routines, whatever that may be, a bath, a meditation, just spending time with people you love and care about, keeping a gratitude journal, or really any kind of journal right now, about kind of documenting how you're feeling during this time. That can be a recording if you don't really feel like writing stuff down. Talking to someone, whether that's a therapist or just somebody you trust, planting a tree, writing down your goals, creating art, mindfulness, taking a walk in nature, reading a book, taking a stand for something or someone. If you see somebody being, bullied or something, stand up, say something. I think with social media now, we have a voice bigger than we've ever had it. It's time to use it for something positive. It's going to promote your own well-being too. So it's a little bit, selfish, but that's okay. We can be selfish when it comes to our wellness. And if we're helping others in the process, great. Volunteer. Track your finances. Don't be afraid to ask for help, and limit alcohol intake. You feel like it's having a negative effect. I don't even know if that's how I spell it. That's how you spell alcohol or not, but we're gonna go with it. So yeah, that's it. And then I have a couple of to-dos, 3 to-dos for you. Don't worry, it's super easy. Number 1, create your wellness wheel. Track your progress. Encourage others to do the same. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Stay well. And this is me, and you can email me if you have any additional questions. I have my website, alongthegravelroad.com, and then youarealoneproject.com is my nonprofit. And you can find me on most social media channels, either by my full name, Chelsea Borruano, or Along the Gravel Road is my handle for things like Instagram and all that good stuff.